Hello everyone. So I tuned in for the New York Stock Exchange Open, which is 9:30 New York time, and I'm looking at Nasdaq because ES was a complete disaster from what I observed during this week. So I'm not looking for it. We just broke below the 200 EMA on 2000 tick charts, and all the time charts are screaming shorts. So let's see if we can get some good entry. I would expect some pullback at least on the 3-minute to enter. But first of all, let's see if the price holds below the 2000 tick chart 200 EMA. So yeah, it tested it right now and it failed to break through. So let's see. I would just adjust this a bit. It's also sort of trying to break through the jaw of a hourly chart. How are we looking on daily? Well, we are not looking at daily. Thank you, right away. Okay, we're here. So on daily there was this pullback strategy basically where it went to the area between the lips and the teeth, and it finished here. So if I was swing trading Nasdaq right here, I would enter here with the stop loss probably somewhere around here maybe, and I would expect now to at least go up and test this sort of area from these days, right, from like 17th to 20th of the June. So yeah, now the price is trying to test it 200 EMA again, and let's see what happens. It's never a good idea to enter the trade in at the open, right? The more conservative traders who are not trading the first hour of the open, the first 30 minutes of the open, some of them 50 minutes. For me, I don't really care. I'd like to see at least one 5-minute candle to see what's going on. Now we are seeing that the price is struggling around the 200 EMA. So let's just observe and see what direction we should be taking. From this point on, it went down, and now it looks like a pullback forming perhaps of the 200 EMA. Yeah, it failed to go above it again. So if we reach the new low and we finish below this area, right, like on a new daily low, I might consider an entry. But will it be a good entry? Where my stop loss will be probably somewhere above the 200 EMA on the 5-minute tick, on the 2000 tick chart. But this does not look that convincing so far, right? It didn't go straight up to continue in the downtrend, so let us see what's going on. Yeah, the 50-minute chart is quite clear, but what we're seeing here, you see, you need to look at the whole picture. We checked daily, we checked hourly. Now on the 50-minute chart, the 200 EMA is not giving in, right? It's not giving in, so I would not be very confident taking a trade unless the candle finishes below the 200 EMA here as well. So that means the first 15 minutes of the New York Open, I should not be trading. At least I should not go for a short here, because 200 EMA on the 15-minute chart is pretty strong. And now we're seeing that we are testing that 200 EMA on 2000 tick chart yet again. And now we broke through it. And will there be a breakout strategy? Well, okay, struggling, but we finished above it. We finished now above the 200 EMA, and we bounced off of the 200 EMA on 50-minute chart. So if we finish on the 2000 tick chart on above the jaw, I will consider long here actually, because it seems like this got rejected, and if you cannot continue down, you have to go up, right? So a breakout strategy forming on 1 minute chart, on 2000 tick chart as well, and this looks okay. I'll try the trade.
Order filled.
And again, I didn't go for the OCO, the bracket order, so I have to do this manually, like a dummy. So let's try to go for this. I went in with one contract. Now the jaw of the 2000 tick chart can be quite testing, and this does not have to necessarily go well, because 5-minute charts, like 3-minute charts and 5-minute charts, are not in the line of the strategy. I entered just basically on the breakout strategy on the 2K tick chart, and on the fact that the 200 EMA on 50-minute chart got rejected quite convincingly. So let's try. The stop loss about 20 points, so that's okay for me. And let's just see what will happen, right? Okay, so we went up, now going for a pullback or reversal. Well, we'll see, but the 5-minute chart and the 3-minute chart as well are telling me that this is forming a pullback strategy to downside. Basically, we are below the 200 EMA on both charts, and this is actually forming one of the strongest setup I have up my sleeve. The pullback of the teeth finishing below the lips on the 3-minute chart, and the pullback of the lips on the 5-minute chart. The same thing. It's the biggest A++ setup I've got. Basically the pullback of the teeth on the 3-minute chart and of the lips on the 5-minute chart at the same time. So if this candle finishes below my entry on the 5-minute chart, I might abort this trade, because it will mean that it's trying to go down. Alright, so what we can see here is that the pullback setup is failing, because this candle did not manage to go below the lips of the 3-minute chart and reversed, going above the teeth, and also on the 5-minute chart it reversed and went back up all the way above the 200 EMA. Above the lips, now testing the 200 EMA, and on my main chart we reached the new high, and the candle finished on the new high, which means that I will
order
add
filled
a contract here according to my rules, because this was a pullback. We finished at a new high, and I was talking, so I didn't enter at a better price, but let's hope it will not be the death of me. this is still like 20 points stop loss, so the stop loss remains the same basically as with the one contract, but the potential max loss now is much bigger. So we should reduce that, but the environment is not the best for that now, because we are trying to go with the stop loss below the previous low, which is around this candle, and preferably somewhere below the alligator. But this now looks to go in our favor, and we are like 1k up on this trade. And we now also see the breakout strategy on the 5-minute chart as well, funnily enough. Testing the jaw, being rejected a bit, but we went above the 200 EMA. We finished about the teeth of the alligator. This seems like a massive reversal here on the 50-minute chart with the perfect bounce of the 200 EMA. So this looks quite bullish to me, and if we manage to finish above the 200 EMA on the 3-minute chart and finish above the jaw on the 5-minute chart, I will be very, very bullish on this trade. This is a high risk, high reward, basically, kind of a trade where I'm risking twice as much money as I risked when I entered the trade, right? There was 20 points, so there was a maximum loss of $400. Now it's but exactly twice as much, right? $800, which I'm risking on this trade. But you could see that we did nothing special in this kind of setup. We just followed the rules of my system or your system, whoever system it is. I spent lots of years in front of it, so I just called it mine. And the purpose, the philosophy behind it is that you take the rules, you take the technicals, and you put your experience, your screen time, and your character, basically. That's the discretionary part, and you make it your system, so you can call it my system as well. So this is looking good on 5-minute chart, and we are looking for, if this can continue going upwards, like at least to the previous high of the day, we are looking for a very nice trade. And as we managed to finish below the 200 EMA, I will start to make my stop loss less controversial, so to speak, like below the area of the teeth on the 5-minute chart, below the area of 200 EMA on the 5-minute chart, which seems like a good idea, because this still can be just a pullback basically, and the price can go way down here. We don't know what will happen, right? Because now it seems like the area of the teeth on the 50-minute chart is rejecting the price, so it can actually form the pullback strategy on the 50-minute chart, and the price can tank. So I need to really take this into consideration of where to place my stop loss. So now it's like 6 points, right? So that's like $240, which is not that bad. Not that bad, and the alligator looks like it's about to feed, right? Like it's feeding, and the stop loss is below the lips of the alligator, which is good. Simultaneously on the 1-minute chart, we see that we tested the 200 EMA, and so far it holds. So let's see what will happen. The question is, can we consider this a pullback? And if this candle on the 2K tick chart finishes on a new high, Will we add a contract? Well, I would wait first if this candle manages finish to about the teeth on the 15-minute chart. Otherwise, I would be skeptical. Okay, but now it looks juicy and very tempting to add the third contract. Oh, okay, that looks very tasty. But is it? You know what, I risked already quite a lot, and this looks really good by now because all the time frames, not just the tick chart,
Order filled.
is basically screaming to go long, that this is a bull move. So we added the third contract right now, and our average entry went to 20,100, so we need to adjust our stop loss. And now I'll be more conservative. I will be more conservative because anything Nasdaq times 3 is quite a huge loss. We are on 2000 gain right now, 2000 gain, which is very good, and I could just take the trade off, but I decided after the trade a few days ago that I took prematurely, and this happens a lot of time, that I do not follow the exit strategy of my system. That I will exit this trade only after the candle on the 2K tick chart finishes below the lips, as that's the proper way of exiting the trade. So this is like 5-point stop loss, so that's still only like, what, $300? Not too bad, is it? The confidence to add the third contract was like basically these two major green dildos on the 50-minute chart. Let's see what hourly chart says. Yeah, it says basically I'm pullback in, so it sort of supports our thesis. The jaw rejected the price harder than the girl I liked in the high school rejected me, so that's a good sign in this case. Was not having a good time back then, but let's not go into that. And this is a beautiful breakout strategy to the upside on the 5-minute chart. So let's see. Now it might look like it runs out of steam a little bit. Will this be a reversal, or will it be another pullback? If this is another pullback, I will be fearless and I will add the fourth contract, because now we are very close to creating a free trade. Again, you can see that I'm not doing anything special in here. I'm just trying to follow the rules of my system from A to Z. Well, now I'm a little bit worried because the 15-minute chart is trying to push the price way back below the teeth. So let's see if that happens. If that happens, I will be very wary. Okay, the price is struggling a bit, and I think this is the point where we should create not only a free trade, but lock in at least some profits in here. In the area between the lips and the teeth. Okay, so what's happening here? Sort of a consolidation. in the theory of the good old boy Wyckoff, we could call that the Wyckoff cycle, and this is like, is it accumulation where the big fish, the big guys are loading in and the price might shoot up, or it just might go down as well. So that's why the theory is theory, and we will never really know what's going to happen. We just need to react what is happening in front of us. So in case this goes south, I will lock in 18 points of gain, which is what? 18 times 20 times 3. What is that? Like $1,000? Not too bad. Not too bad for the trade, even though our unrealized P&L is double that right now. Only the locked-in profits are what is counted, not what could have been, not what should have been, and definitely not what would have been. So let's see, if we happen to go up and finish at the new high, to know what we will do, I'll just set this up in case we go for that. So I prepared for both scenarios. I adjusted my stop loss to lock in profits. I prepared my entry for the fourth contract. So let's see what will gonna happen. What will gonna happen? What the hell am I even talking about? Well, this is interesting. We reached new high but didn't really close at the new high, so I'm staying still, sitting on my hands, so to speak. This looks more promising though, because on the 1 minute chart it looks like it wants to go higher. On the 3 minute charts as well. 5 minute charts doesn't even give an F, right? It's just bullish straight up. The same thing on the 50 minute chart. It's trying to create a breakout strategy as well. So I'm still kind of bullish on this move, after this accumulation or whatever you want to call it. Let's just accumulate more buyers and shoot to the moon, shall we? Hope for the best, be prepared for the worst, right? Okay, so now we are going in with the fourth contract.
Order filled.
And you can see that even the new average price went up, right? It went up, but it did not affect our already created free trade. You can see on this trade I'm not having a take profit because my trade plan is to exit the trade when the price finishes below the lips. Setting up my... Wow! Look at that move! Jesus! Is this the news? Is this the news? It definitely looks like that. Right guys, so it shoot up like very much, and now we are in the area where the psychology kicks in. Like, I really wanted to stick to my trade plan to get out only if the candle finishes below the lips, but this is always a tricky situation when the price shoots up so much so quickly from the alligator that the stop loss would mean, like the stop loss that far would mean a lots of unrealized gains to go away. So I'm not quite sure if I want to allow that. So we'll just play it safe from this point on. And yeah, I know what I said. I'm sort of breaking my rules in here. Well, at least the exit rule. But when you see this kind of gains ticking in, I mean, you just can't stay. You just can't stay unfazed unless you're doing this every day with this kind of gains, which I'm definitely not in this area of the money. So yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is that I'm getting scared because this is a huge unrealized P&L in my favor. And yeah, if this was just like some random demo or paper trade stuff where I'm just trying to show thing or show off or whatever how my system works, I would definitely be like stoic and calm. Like, of course, this was always going to shoot up like this. I knew that. We we had very good initial entry and we scaled in according to rules, and now we will wait until the candle finishes below the lips, because that is how my system works, those are my rules, and I'm not going to break them. Right? That's not how real life works, because when you see this much money on the table, and you are not sort of used to that in a single trade, the psychology, the emotions kick in, and that's basically what's happening with me now. So anybody can say whatever they want. This is the best I can do. This is the best way I can deal with my emotion, and I'd rather leave out some additional gains when it hits my stop loss and then it goes up again in my favor, then I'd rather experience that than experiencing a sharp reversal, which is very in nature of Nasdaq, and losing a lot of unrealized gain. So that's basically my thinking here. I'm thinking as it goes, right? This is not prepared. I don't know what's on the right side of the chart. I do not have the advantage of the genius on the high side. I have no idea what we are doing next, right? I mean, like in the spirit of the Nasdaq, and you can just see like how my voice trembles a little bit. Like I don't know, I can't find the right words in here because we are in the vicinity of 9,000 gain, which would be the best trade, intraday trade of the year for me. So that's why I'm starting to trail this rather conservatively and rather tightly. I was so shocked to see like how the price is going up. I did not actually like notice this. Complete blindness by emotions basically in here. I mean, we entered here and I was shocked how it went up, and according to rules I was supposed to add the fifth contract in here as well, which was just pure blindness, pure momentum stupidity on my side. And wow, how could I have overlooked that? This is 10,000 gain trade on this point. Yeah, very briefly. I'm just very tempted to TP this on the 10k gain. Very, very tempted. Should I or should I not? That's the question. Am I greedy? Yeah, I will not be greedy. Or will I? No, I will not be greedy anymore. Just 2k Give me 2k, give me 10k, sorry, give me 10k and I'm fine. Okay.
Stop filled.
It got hit. It got hit and the 10k gain approximately. This might be a huge mistake because we have no idea if this is just one single candle in a row of many green ones, which will go up now to shoot for like 200 more points, which might happen. It just might clearly happen. But when I see those 5 figures on my unrealized P&L, this is very unusual for an intraday trade, and yeah, I'm shaking a bit, to be perfectly honest with you. And now it looks like it might just go up more, but I will not be greedy. I will take this 10k. I will not calculate how much the P&L would be if I just did not get really dumb at this point and not add into this winner. But yeah, we can see here that this was an amazing trade, and it's just going up now. It's just going up. So was it the best decision? No, but was it a good decision to just call it a day for this trade and take the profits? I believe yes, that was a good decision, and because it what happened. I'm sorry, I just can't even talk. Jesus, it went from what might be right, the unrealized P&L, to what actually happened, what's actually real, and the $10,000 gain is real. And it took like, how long did it take? It was 9:36 when we entered, and we went away. We exited at 10:08. So that's not even 40 minutes, is it? That's 32 minutes. And now the Nasdaq is showing me the middle finger by saying, you fool, that was just one little red candle where you got scared and you exited the position, and now you were supposed to add the 5th, or more precisely the 6th, because the 5th contract was supposed to be here, and I'm just going higher. And I'm going higher without you, which can be mentally taunting, but you learn not to give a damn. Because all I can see now, I don't care what the market is doing anymore. And you really need to learn this and engrave this in your thought process. You do not care what market is doing anymore, because you had your run, you had your go, and it went so bloody well for you and for me in this case. So do I care that I exited at 37 and now it's like 20 more points up? So that's what? With 4 contracts, that's like additional 1.5, 1.6k, right? 4 contracts, so that's 1.6k. Yeah. Of course, it can be frustrating. It can be haunting a little bit, but you need to learn to not take it in that way, because then you will never be satisfied, even with a very good trade that you took, and you will try to FOMO back in. You will overtrade, like, okay, you're going without me, I need to get back in. And most of the time that's the case, where you get in at the very top and then the market reverses and you got your bum loaded, basically. So about this trade, we did nothing special in this trade. We saw there was a downtrend, okay. We went to the area below the 200 EMA, on the 2K tick chart, and but we did not stay there. We went back up and we formed the breakout strategy of my system. We were in the area above the 200 EMA, so we are looking for longs. The whole candle finished above the 200 EMA, and also this very candle happened to finish above the teeth of the alligator. So that means that is a very good setup for going long. Then we did nothing special yet again, only added to our winner. The first contract after the first pullback, the second one after the second pullback, the third one after a bit of a consolidation and continuation in the area. There was the fourth one, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I can't even count to 4. You see how simple this is? Anyway, this was the fifth one that we were supposed to add, and to be perfectly honest with you, I have no bloody idea why that did not happen. And now you can see that the market, that I sort of panicked. I admit it. I'm not perfect. I'm not like the super guru from YouTube that knows exactly that he's supposed to take the 100% of the move and take the perfect exit. There is no such thing in real trading. And at the 10,000 gain, I sort of panicked and I took the trade off, killed it here, gained those 10k, and even though we went out at 237, it went to 273, right? So that's rather a big move that we missed, but now we see the 2 candles in a row. Can this be a reversal, or is it just maybe testing the lips and going up? We don't know, but at this point we don't care anymore because we had an amazing trade. And right, I'm glad I started the OBS just at the open and like sort of provided the thought process like why to enter. This bounce of a 200 EMA on the 50-minute chart was a vital part of this. Because if we look back, it was tested twice. The last 2 times it went to 200 EMA. On the 15-minute chart it was tested, so and failed to break it. So this was a good indicator. And now we can see that we are already below the lips. This candle did not finish below the lips. We can expect bounce off of the lips, so I wouldn't exit there. But this candle convincingly finished below the lips, very close to the teeth, and now the price continues to tank. So if I stick to my rules, I would exit right around here, which is 20,233. So that would be even 4 points lower than I actually took the trade off. So that would be even worse mentally, because we would see this huge PNL, like I don't know, additional, what was that, like 35 points times 20 for one contract times 4. So there's like, I don't know, almost 3,000. That's 2,800 bucks on top of the 10k we had already. So we are seeing almost 13,000 gain there, and then we see this dip back to the below the 10k gain. So that's mentally very taunting and can be very distressing. So when I look at this now with the genius of hindsight, right, when I see more of the right side of the chart, this was a good decision. And this was basically a very good trade that I took. I'm glad that I followed all of the rules except the exit rule, which turned out to be a good decision as well. So every rule must have its exceptions. And when the price is quite further away from the lips, so the lips can't really serve as your point of stop loss anymore, you need to improvise. You need to go by your gut, you need to go by your feel, by your experience. That's why this strategy might not be good for bots and all that algo BS trading, which, by the way, in my opinion, cannot be done by retail, but on that topic maybe on some other occasion. And yeah, this video is very long already, and I'm just talking like a lot of topics that do not are connected to each other necessarily by now, and that's probably just from the excitement of this trade. So sorry for that, and yeah, this is the place where I should end this. So cheers.